chickens, welcome back to my channel. It's Angela, of course, on a nice Sunday morning, and the sun hasn't long risen here. It's early. So yeah, I've got a little project that I've been working on and I wanted to share that with you today. So yeah, I've got two little projects, really, two small projects, and I thought I'd just combine them today and put them into our signatures. So I'm going to show you what I've made. The first one was one I've made before, and again it's with one of my templates, but it's the freebie that I did, I think probably 2 years ago now. I put this in my to have and to hold my wedding album journal, and I've just made it with a couple of changes really for this one, because it's very sort of vintagey Victorian, and this is quite a vintage type of theme, so or style I should say. So this is what I've done here. So we've got this is a silk ribbon. I've put eyelets in, some lace, and really it's like the back of a corset. It's got a pocket at the bottom, and if you open that up and you just loosen the ties, you can loosen them all the way, but I don't want to, because I don't want to be struggling with eyelets on camera. So I've got two bits of ephemera here, and at the base here, and I'll show you when we make it, we've got a pocket as well. So these just go into the pocket. So I put this one in first, and then this one above that, like that, something like that. I think this one was above it. Yeah, that's it. And then you just tie that up, and it makes a really pretty alternative to a little, otherwise just a rectangular pocket. So that's what I've done there today. And the silk ribbon, which was part of my ribbon bundle, is a perfect perfect ribbon, nice and thin, soft, and well, they didn't have synthetic ribbons back in the vintage period, did they? So there we go, that's what it looks like, and I love how that's turned out. Then the other little project that I made is just a couple of pages on here, which is over here. I said to you I would show you what I did to make a little tuck spot with our little snippets from our envelope that we trimmed off the other day, and I've just used little snippets here and scraps and bits to pretty that up, and it makes a perfect little sturdy tuck spot for a little piece of ephemera on an otherwise pretty plain page, which I've just stenciled on. So that's what we're going to do today. So this one's almost full, almost full. I think I've got one more project I want to put in over here. Yeah, so we're going to do the same with different papers now. So I've got the little freebie that I put into my Facebook group. If you haven't got that, it looks like this. You got your base piece that's with a built-in pocket. You've got two liner pieces and two front flaps. I will say before you go and cut out your paper, which I have done, so I've cut out all my bits over here, but when you are cutting out your liners where it says cut 2 and your front flap, just a word of caution, cut one like that, and then cut one with your template like that, because if you've got one-sided paper or you're looking for specific design, if you cut two like that, when you turn the other over, it's going to be white. All right, so one like that and one like that, and the same here. Or again, fold your paper over and cut one together, and the same here, one that way and one that way. These pieces are the lining pieces that we are going to line the inside of the corset piece with, and that's your flap that you're going to make a fold line for. All right, this is your base piece, and I'll show you what I have done here now. Right, so this is the base piece I'm using. It's like a nice soft latte color. The other bit I used for the other one was one of the pinks in this version. I've scored my fold lines there and cut. You just need one of those. And then what I've done for these, for the lining pieces, I have used the old gold damask sort of print, and as you can see, one goes that way, one's the other. All right, so that's that. And then for the these pieces, the front flaps, I have cut out to these in the lacy paper. And then what I did was, which was different from what I did before, I've embossed them just to give them some texture. All right, so I'm trying to make it not so flat, and I thought it turned out really nicely on the other one, so I've done that there. The embossing folder that I've used, and I don't know if this is even available anymore, I've had this a long time, is an Anne Griffin Rosa one. If you can get hold of one of these, grab it. All right, so I do think this is one of my favorites. It's a Cuttlebug one, so Anne Griffin Rosa. All right, so that's what that is, because I'll get that question. All right, so that's what we've got, and as you can see, one is there and one I cut the other way. All right, so there we go. So that's all you need for that, and a little bit of lace just for the edge. I'm going to use, I'll put it over here, this lace for the edges. If you've got a finer one, even better. And to tie this one up, I'm going to use the gold, very soft organza ribbon for that. Okay, so we've got one that's in pinks and we've got one that's in gold. All right, you just want a couple of die cuts. I'm going to use these two. I've got a butterfly from my mini journal, this inspiration words from my typewriter words, and then I've got 3 of those little flowers which come from these flowers that I've been using quite a lot of. All right, these are my multi-pack 5-pack flowers. There's a cream set as well that's sort of like that. Okay, so that's what I've done, and let's get started. So I've cut all my bits out. There's just 3 pieces, 3 pattern pieces, okay, from here that you need to cut out, and I'm ready to go. So I've inked them all up. I've got everything the right way. The only thing I haven't done is score my lines on here, so I'm going to just grab my pencil quick. Oh, I don't need a pencil, so I'm going to take the first one. I've just got it together like that, and then I'm going to just take my little bone folder and do that through the edge, through this piece. All right, there we go. So there we go, that's the one, yeah, and I can see where that is now, so that's all right. And then the other, so that's that side, and then we just need to do this side. I tend to do it on the underside. Right, get my wits about me here. I can see where that's going to be. You'll also see it when you, after you've stuck this on as well. Right, so you've got your score lines in place. Take our fabric tack, and we want to put it on the rear side here. So I'm just going to run some glue over the back there, like that. And let's start at the base. So I'll make this a bit longer so I can trim it when I'm done. And then I'm going to just put it sort of up to that zigzaggy bit there. So it's easier for me to see what I'm doing this way so that it's even at the same time. And as I'm going, I'm slightly turning the lace. So bending it, I should say. And then what I wanted to do was, I did leave that there, and I do tuck it round when I fold it. You can actually just go like that and get it in line if that's better for you, probably. All right, so that's what you want there. And then my scissors, cut that off. All right, so there's the one, and then I can just give a nice little trim there. You can always take some glue and tack, just put some glue on the ends there just to make sure it's not going to fray. So there's the one, and then we want to just take the other one and do exactly the same thing. Around there, then before the end, sort of just taper it off so that it ends at the top like that, yeah. And then we can just cut that off. We can deal with the trimmings at the top there in a minute. Right, so we've got those two bits going like that. Yeah. Now what we want to do is take our lining bit and we want to just cover that whole section there. Now remember, that's your fold. You're going to have a flap there. So we'll get to that once we have put this on. Probably best to turn the flap over now. Right, and then I'm going to fit that in there to cover the back of that. So it's all nice and neat. And it also gives you that reinforcement when you put in your eyelet for this. So it looks like a real corset with those. Right, so we want lots of glue on there. And then we want to just start at the bottom and want to just check with the top. There we go. And yeah, line those bits up there and there and just give it a little squeeze. And then that one should be good to go. Yeah, go like that. Right, there's the one, and then the same with this one. All right, so there's that one done. So really easy. You can put any decoration on there that you want if you do want to do that. Right, this piece I've inked around here. I've folded on those fold lines. The first fold line, so this one over here, you want to fold that upwards, right, so up. And then the second fold line, this one, you want to fold that down, right, so that you've got this sort of thing going on. Right, so I'm going to put some glue on the middle section, this section, right, like that. All right, that's just going to give you a nice reinforced pocket like this. And then all you want to do is take your other glue. This has got a finer nib, so I don't want it to be too wide. Just put a little bit there and a little bit there. Yeah, and press that down. All right, so we've got that there. All good. And then all that remains to be done is stick these on, and then we can do the eyelets. So how quick was that? And so cute too. Right, so you want to just get your glue on the flap bit. That's it, just like that. Just on that flap. Go over the ribbon bit as well, the lace, I should say. Right, so you got that there. Knocking it all over today. The top is where you want to be, so the top of the paper. It might stick over a little bit with the lace, but if you keep the base level with it, yeah, like that. And I did put a little clip on mine like this, just to keep it flat. Pushing it up. Okay, lovely. And then exactly the same here. I'm just going to open that up. All right, so we've got that all stuck together with the little clips. Then what you want to do is take your front flap piece, and where I've got these little dots on there, just go and make little pencil marks where those are. And then for this side, what I did was turn it over like this, and I've got dots on the underside. I'm making them darker so you can see, and then that made it easier for me to just line them up on that side. All right, so you've got that there. And then I'm just going to really quickly take off these. We've got our little pocket over there, which is perfect. I want to just lift that up. And then I'm going to just take my eyelet set, my crocodile, and I'm going to just put these in here. So it does sort of make, it's got a bit of the lace, and that's fine. You can just cut that out with your scissors. There we go. And then just take your eyelets. I'm going to use gold on these. I used the copper on the pink. I just put those in. Okay, so we've got those lined up pretty well. And then it's just a case of getting your closure. So I'm going to thread this into the bottom here. Right, so here is our little corset pocket with a one wayward string here. Let's just do that again. There we go. Right, I'll sort that bit out later. And then all we want to do is put in our little cards. So what did I have for this one? I've got, again, a larger one of these. Yeah, so that's going to go into the base, and then this one is going to go behind it like that. Right, so we've got those two in there, and then this one I'm going to use for the other. So for this one, we want to just, everything's glued down, looks really cute. My bow's not quite right, but I'll sort that out once it's been in my book a bit. No, I knew where I want to put it. Right, so toward the back here, we are going to stick our other little tuck spot thingy there. And I thought for this one, we could stick that here because it's got some similar colors on that side. Right, so this one I didn't need to put any stenciling on. So I'm just going to take this, turn it over, and just use my fabric tack. Gives me a bit of time just to get it exactly right. Now again, you can draw your lines, which I should have done, but now I am trying to speed up to fit the other project in, which is a quick project, but you know, I don't like my videos to go over half an hour really. So you want to get glue all over here. Okay. Right. I'm going to just put this little side down here. Oh, is that why it's gone through there? All right, well, we'll deal with that later. And we'll just put that down there. Now, other bit's going to go on there. So I'm going to just move that over and leave that open. All right, so that's the one. And then the other bit, this little bit here, I thought what we could do is show you how I go and dress these up. So often I cut bits off my envelope because they're too wide, or I'm sizing down and I've got bits over. And this is great because it's like got two bit sides to it, and it's sort of like a little tuck spot already. So what I did was I took a scrap of my paper. This is just the cream one. You can take any sort of basic background shade, just because there will be bits that won't be covered possibly. And I'm going to just stick this on the base so that I've got everything sort of covered, should there be a piece that isn't quite covered. So that's the first thing I do. You don't have to do this step, but I like to do this because we're going to tear scraps and bits like that. So, you know, you never know when your scrap isn't quite covering, and your envelope might not necessarily be cream. So, you know, now, of course, you can make this to fit this side or that side of your page. So just bear that in mind when you are looking where to put it. This one is going to go on this side, so that my opening is over here. All right, so that's the first thing. Then I've just got a couple of bits of a few scraps that I've put here. I have pre-done it just to save time. So I've got these little scrappy bits from my tray that I've just pulled out from like and torn around them really. So I'm going to sort of get it down like this, something like this. All right, so that's sort of my thinking. Right, so again, you just want to see what's at the base, so it's a case of just moving that over, and once you've got your selection, then sticking it down. So just use whichever glue suits, and you can always just, you know, put some ink on the edges, which you can do at the end as well. So we want to just get this down for the most part. Right, so we've got that bit there, and then this is going to go next to it. This one had, I used this to cut out one of those lace crochet dies. It's got a bit of a funny edge, which is fine. I quite like the character of it. And then I'm going to put that over there, I think. Yeah, just a bit of a lighter bit. And these are, I mean, scraps make such beautiful pieces, I think. I love working with the scraps. That's my favourite part. Believe it or not. Right, we'll have that like that. And then I've got this little bit over here, which I think I might just, I don't know if I even want to put it that wide. I'm going to tear this a bit and make it a little bit narrower, like that. And then we can just get that at the top. So yeah, just cover these bits with scraps, and you've got a ready-made little tuck spot, and you can always just cut that off. So there you can see at the underneath. You don't have to do this, of course, but if you want it to be even, then you can go and add your distress ink. Now in this case I did cover all the bits, but that's okay. They're just little snippets here and there where it's sticking out. Okay, so that's your sort of base, and then go and grab your die cuts or fussy cut flowers, and then it's just a case of finishing off. So you want to just take a piece of greenery, and these are just ones that I have left over in my tray. I think this was from a different project, but I've got them all in different colors, so it was just a case of taking those colors out the drawer. And green's always a good one. Right, so we're going to have one that sort of goes like this, and then go a little bit this way, like that. There we go. And then I had a little word here, inspiration from my typewriter sheet. And I'm going to just stick that over here to give it a little bit of text. I like a bit of text. So I'm going to just stick that across here. It also sort of acts like a little way to keep these thin stems down. And then a butterfly. I think this was, I've got this in my butterfly kit, but there were a couple in my mini journal, so I just had extras and I cut them out. So always good to have those on hand, aren't they? We put that there, and I don't know if I'm going to, I put 3 little flowers on my other one. I don't know if I'm going to do that, but I just thought it added something. It looked too cute, so I think I'll do that. Right, so there we have it. Everything is stuck down. Add a little pearl on there, and these are all stuck down. So we've got our little pocket behind, and perfect to put into our journal. So this is the page I want to put it on. I'm going to take that out quickly. I want to just turn it over. Gosh, lots going on this page, isn't there? I'm going to take out my good old favorite there with my, so I've got my Victorian velvet. So I just want to get on a couple of bits here. So I'm not doing it very dark, pretty light really. Not too dark. Okay, so that looks good. And then we want to just take this, use the, put your finger in there so you don't get glue on the underneath bit, and then just cover that up. And then we can just stick that onto that page. And because there's something underneath, I can just lift it up and press it with my finger. Like that. All right. Okay. So this goes back in there. And then this little piece of ephemera is going to just tuck in. Perfect size for there. Like that. And that's our jobs done. So we've got that one. Oh, I think I've got it the wrong way, haven't I? I have. This has got to go this way. That's the ticket. Yeah, it's here. And then we've got that one there. Love that. So those are those two. And then the two that I did earlier, which are in the front of the signature. So you've got that one there, the pinks, with the pink lace. And then the other one, which is just a few pages on over here. All right. I hope that you guys have enjoyed that, and we'll have some fun putting this together. Again, it's another one you can do in absolutely any theme. You don't have to use the papers I'm using if you're not following along with this journal. That's absolutely fine. I'm here to inspire you and give you ideas. So have fun with it, and have a lovely Sunday. I'm off to go and have a nice hot cup of tea because I'm starving now, haven't eaten. And I'll see you guys again on Tuesday. Don't forget, I'll be sharing my new Traveler's Notebook kit with you on Friday. So I'll see you Tuesday, and we'll have a new project lined up to share on Friday. Have a good one, and thank you everybody so much for all your support. I'm most grateful. I really am. Bye-bye.